Sandra.
Okay, with South Central Patrol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have been trying to get a hold of Gooding and Sergeant Fox because he's over Gooding, Detective Gooding. They're not ducking and dodging me, not returning my calls. This is regarding my daughter. They've been doing it for years. I don't understand why police would do this, and they know the serious nature of what's going on. It's an interference with the child, interference with child custody, and they're not returning my calls. That's a serious nature.
Please hold.
Hello, this is Kiana Clark. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Did you get the letter, the document for child custody?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, I gave it to Bill.
To who?
Bill?
Dell. I don't know who that is. Were they at the front desk?
Yes.
And when did you give them the documents?
I gave it to him, I believe, on the 19th of December.
Okay. I'll have to go up there and see if they put it somewhere. Because no one has come back here telling me that there's any documents for me.
Okay, well, do you think maybe he gave it to Detective Gooding?
She hasn't said anything to me about receiving any documents either.
Well, I'm sorry.
I mean, most of the time when things are left, they're left in an envelope on my desk, or one of the people in front comes up and hands them to me personally if it's something important. And I haven't gotten anything like that.
Well, I've slipped through the cracks. I've talked to you multiple times about the corruption going on with the court, the harassment case that she's ignoring, the harassment, the multiple false arrests that I have through this wealthy stalker, and how Itasca lied on me, even though it's in Itasca, but that's evidence that I have someone is involving police corruption in the harassment. And if she can look at the body cam footage and see that they lied on me, why would they do that? Risk their livelihood I'm not a rich woman. So why would they set me up if he's not contributing to the harassment?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, we've talked in the past. I told you about the corruption with the courts. I believe this wealthy abuser is setting up all these things. I told you that Detective Gooding was not responding to me properly and ignoring my reports. We've talked before.
It's not something that our unit deals with.
I'm sorry?
That is not something our unit deals with.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. I have a harassment case that she's over, and in the case of harassment, she can't take any reports of police getting bribed because they're police. She can't do anything because of the crime, because they're police committing the crimes. Is that what you're saying?
If you're alleging that, then you need to go to internal affairs or public integrity. They're the ones who investigate police officers. My detectives don't have the authority or the scope to investigate another officer if what you're alleging. We investigate the actual crime of, say, a citizen versus a citizen. We don't investigate in our office anything involving a police officer. In fact, if that's what you're alleging, maybe the FBI would be more helpful in picking up a case like that.
And you don't do referrals?
Do what?
Okay, I have the harassment case. And in the harassment case, that's what I believe he's doing, is bribing police and the courts.
Well, again, I have no authority over, and she has even less authority over the courts. And we don't our unit does not investigate other police officers or the court.
So if he's
that's a different. The courts are under their own umbrella. You can file a complaint with the DA,
Okay, so I have that.
regarding the
So you're
court.
telling me that she has a harassment case and a stalking case, and I believe that he's bribing courts and he's bribing all these people with the harassment. And you mean to tell me she can't take any reports on that? Include that in the harassment case?
She's not going to investigate
I'm
that
I'm
because it
saying, well,
involves.
hold on. Let's make sure we're on the same page because I'm pressed for time. I have to get back to work. Um, you're saying that I cannot report to her the corruption going on and him possibly bribing people for the courts and police officers. I can't include that in my harassment case. Is that what you're saying?
You can include it, but
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not
she's
saying that
not
she.
going to investigate that.
Well, no,
She
I want
doesn't
to
have.
include
She doesn't
it.
have any authority in
Right.
investigating the
Okay, we
court.
have that established, but I want to include that in the harassment case. And I thought that you gave it to the proper channels if you're not tampering with evidence that you're making me do my own investigation. You're supposed to
Well,
refer it to the proper authorities and not have forced me to do my own investigation and deny me services.
we're not denying you anything.
Okay, well then if you're not denying services, get it over to the proper agency. I thought that's what police did for their investigation. But anyway, she has a harassment case. And the harassment case has been getting ignored. And if he's bribing courts in the harassment case, I want that reported. And I want her to send it to the right agency and not force me to investigate the crimes for myself.
Well, you don't have to. If you believe this is happening, then you need to file the complaint with the proper authority.
Well,
Who have
I'm asking.
authority over those
Okay, what I'm asking
institutions.
is to have that reported in my harassment case that he is bribing. I believe that he's bribing courts and multiple other parties to sabotage and hinder my life for the harassment. That's what I wanted in the case, and I would like for you guys to refer it to the proper agencies and not require me to do it.
No, you're going to have to make the complaint yourself.
I've already made a complaint to the Internal Affairs, but for the investigation, I thought that you were required, if it involved child abuse, for you to do reports on that. And
Well,
if
we
they're
do, but
interfering, if he took
we haven't
bribes to
got
intervene
any
with my child
credible report.
custody, I'm sorry?
You're breaking up really, really badly. I can't. All I'm hearing is every third or fourth word.
Yeah, if he's taking gave bribes to interfere with my child custody, what is the responsibility for the police department? And you have a harassment case and a stalking case. What do you
Then
do?
you have an interference with child custody, and that's youth. Or you can take him back to the court who issued the child custody agreement.
Okay,
That's the civil side that we don't deal with, so I can't really advise you on that side of it because it's civil.
how is it civil?
Courts.
Bribing people is a crime. Hindering a child custody agreement is a crime.
Yes, but it's not a crime that my detectives investigate. That's why I'm telling you, you need to go to.
Well, I've been reporting the crimes for years. Apparently it's not a crime that anyone will investigate. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Because I don't think that it's civil. I don't know if you guys are being honest with me, Sergeant Fox. Because if I'm reporting all these crimes, the bribe court, that who will investigate that then?
The people who have oversight over those. Like if you're saying that the courts are being bribed.
Right, by the guy that she has a harassment case, and I'm trying to report it on my case, and nobody has been taking it for years. If she has a harassment case and a stalking case, and I keep giving her evidence that she won't put in her files, she's tampering with evidence, and also you, because I've reported it to you too, and nothing has been done. You said you were going to have her call me back. She's never called me back. I'm not protected by the police department and multiple different other agencies. I'm still going through this, and I've been going through it for years. I'm on supervised visits out of corruption, CPS worker lie, and I've been getting denied legal, not protection from law enforcement, an investigation from law enforcement for years.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, I don't know where I'm gonna. I mean, if you're denying me law enforcement and investigation with my reports, I don't know where you wanted me to go get the law enforcement. If you're denying to refer it over to the proper agency like you're supposed to do, and you're wanting me to do investigation for myself, and you guys refuse to investigate the crimes.
We're not refusing to investigate anything. We just don't. What you're telling me isn't what we investigate in my in my shop.
Okay, so
And if you're not going to go to the correct people, then
who do I report the harassment for the harassment that he's robbing courts and I have this stalker that's robbing courts and robbing
proof of him bribing?
I can't get it because police won't do a proper investigation. They won't investigate. They're covering for it. So I can't get proof because police keep covering for it and denying me investigation.
So who is he bribing?
As I stated before, the 255th District Court, I believe that he's bribing. I believe that he bribed a CPS worker that lied on me. The police in Nebraska lied on me. So there's a history that some people are lying on me and sabotaging my life. And there's a proper investigation has to be done, and then will be established. It's not hard to see because now on body cam footage you can see the police lied on me.
Okay, we don't have jurisdiction over the 256.
Well, you have the harassment case, so I'm just trying to get evidence that it's happening.
So you're not letting me finish. That's kind of the problem when we're trying to give you information. You talk over us.
That's not true because you haven't been returning my calls.
To help, and you do need help, and we'd like to help you, but what you're claiming is not something that we can do anything about. I can't do anything about the 256 or CPS. We have no.
Yeah, you said that.
Over them.
Yes.
If you go to them or file a complaint with.
No, I have a harassment case. I have a harassment case and a stalking case. We've established, and I think the problem is that I haven't really been listened to because my calls haven't been returned, and also you are not considering the fact that police have been tampering with evidence in the false arrest.
That's a problem.
Yes, and you're
trying to help you.
Yeah, and you said that I was talking over you. It's like you're gaslighting me.
Your harassment case does not fit with what you're claiming of bribery, of CPS on the take, on judges having it out for you. That doesn't fall into harassment.
I didn't say that judges had it out on me. I said that they were taking bribes.
Okay, well, the judges.
And then there's evidence. I wasn't.
That fits into the harassment case that you're talking about.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So you're saying in the harassment case that you cannot include the stalking and the him bribing courts. You can't include that in harassment case. You have to tamper with evidence and not include that.
Well, the stalking case, if you have a stalking case, that is its own case. Stalking is a separate charge. Harassment, according to what we investigate, is numerous, more than 50 phone calls in one day when somebody just calls and calls and calls, or text and text and text with no interaction from you. That is telephone harassment. That is what we investigate. That's the charge we investigate. So the bribery aspect, the other aspects, the stalking aspect, that is not part of this harassment that we receive. That is totally a separate case. That's a separate charge.
Okay, so
follow up with.
Okay, so can I ask a question? Well, you guys have been ducking and dodging me for years. You forgot about that. You never had to Detective Gooden call me back like you said. You haven't returned my calls. You forgot about the false arrest. So you're telling me a man can have bribe police departments and courts and then nothing can be done about it?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, so what can we do moving forward? If you can't handle it, who can?
Well, I've already told you who to handle it, and this is the problem we're having.
So I don't want to be gaslighted, sir. I don't want you blaming me because you haven't been treating me properly.
Believe me, you do need some help, and we'd love to help you, but we're not equipped for what you're claiming here.
Okay, so where are you telling me that I need to go because you've been ducking and dodging me for years?
If you believe that the 256 is being compromised, you need to find out who's in charge of the court system, which is either the state or the feds, and file a complaint to them along with the CPS.
Okay,
because you give them all your evidence proving the bribery. Now you're going to have to show something other than just, I think this is happening.
Oh, it's no big deal because all they can do is they can look at the body cam footage. And when the police claimed I assaulted her, I was in a different room. They're dismissed. It's very. The good thing about this is just ignorance. So it's very obvious. It's very.
Easily prove the case up.
I'm sorry.
Then you can easily give them the information that they'll require
Right.
to follow what you're asking for. But what we're trying to tell you is what you're claiming is not multiple repeated phone calls or harassing text messages, which means like 30 text messages in an hour. That's harassment that we investigate. And what you're claiming doesn't fit that category. The DA won't take harassment for what you're claiming because
Okay.
it doesn't fit into the framework
Okay.
of what we investigate here.
Okay, I got that. So what would it be included in if a man is setting up false arrests, having police falsely arrest someone multiple times, and bribing police departments to violate someone's rights? And what would that be included at there? Are you saying that's not a crime with the police department?
That.
So is that a crime with the police department?
People who have the governing body over what you're claiming.
Well, you have the case. You have the case. So
affairs.
Okay, so you're saying that that's not a crime for him that you can handle for him to bribe police departments and have them falsely arrest me, sabotage my child custody rights. You're saying that's not a crime you can handle?
What I'm telling you is we don't investigate what you're claiming in my unit. And I've told you who you can talk to investigate that.
The FBI?
I truly hope you get some help in this situation. Because
well, I do too.
You truly need some help in this situation. But we are not equipped to help you in the manner that you need.
Yeah, especially not ducking and dodging me for all that time. And then especially, well, what about with the interference of child custody? So we can tell it's corruption. Something needs to be done.